Good evening, everybody. I'm just checking I've plugged everything in. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I've just been rushing around. Parissa's here. I didn't see who joined before that. Good evening, all. Who else we got? Laura is here. Hopefully the whole gang will be here as usual. We'll just give people a few minutes to join. How is everybody? It's Saturday night now. So we did Friday night. We were all super rock and roll, and we all stayed in, basically. Archie's here. Hey, Ross. Hey, everybody. Good to see you, Archie. Lucy is here as well. So let's just give people a few minutes to join. Parissa. If you're new to this, by the way, guys, if there's people joining, Girly Whirly 72 is here. If there's new people here tonight as well, type in new. Give me your location as well. We've not done that for a couple of nights. It's good to see where people are tuning in from. So how's everybody's Saturday been going anyway? Let me know that as well. We'll have a little bit of California. Wow, Lucy, California. Awesome. That's wicked. So what time is it in California, Lucy? How many hours behind are you? Is it 7 or 8 hours behind the UK? So it's 10, just gone 10 p.m. here. So it's obviously going to be afternoon your time. 2 p.m. so 8 hours behind. Wow. So you've probably got glorious sunshine. We've had it's been wintry here, hasn't it, today, guys, in the UK? It's been crisp in Manchester where I am. It's been very kind of frosty this morning. Very hot in Cali. Just on the Acts on This forum, multitasking, says Archie. Acts on This, guys, is a website I run for actors. If you're not a member, get yourself over to actonthis.tv. I interview some great actors, casting directors, agents, producers, directors, all sorts of people. Andre is here. Thanks for joining us, Andre. Good to see you. I don't know who was on last night's Scope and who wasn't, but we were talking about a book that I got, which is awesome, guys. It's called Essentialism, by a guy called Greg McKeown. And this came about because I was talking to a mentor of mine saying, listen mate, my mate Mark, who is awesome, I'm going on November to London, a bit scared of the cold air. I'm going in the end of November to California, to LA. I'm not scared of the hot air. I'm definitely going to be enjoying that. Cheeky Peaky is here. Good to see you, Cheeky Peaky. So yeah, I was saying to Mark, a mentor of mine, who, if you're not following, you need to follow on Periscope. Mark Dharma, M-A-R-K-D-H-A-M-M-A. He's one of LA's top mindset and health coaches. Basically, he coaches celebrities, singers, pop stars, actors, billionaires. Literally ridiculous. But I was speaking to him, and I was saying, Mark, I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin sometimes. You know, I've got so many things that I want to do, and you know, they all seem quite important to me, but I don't know which one I should be focusing on. And sometimes I feel that I'm putting, you know, so much energy into lots of little things and making millimeters of progress on lots of stuff. Are you doing a Periscope seminar in LA? No, I'm not, but if there is one when I'm out there, I'd love to check it out. That would be really cool. So I was saying that I feel like I'm putting just, you know, little bits of energy. This diagram in here, you know what, let me not even explain it. Let me just show you a diagram of what I do in my life, and probably what you guys do as well. So can you see the circle here? So all this energy going out in all these different directions, and you're just making millimeters of progress on each task. Whereas actually, if you just cut out a lot of these things, you could be doing this and making a huge amount of progress in just one area. If you get that and you feel that you do that, heart it up, give me some hearts, give me some yeses, because this is exactly what I was saying to Mark, how I feel like sometimes. I'm like, you know, I've got all these dreams and aspirations, and I'm dead clear on what I want. I know what I want, but I just don't know which thing to do first, or what's going to be like the priority. And he told me to get this book called Essentialism, Greg McKeown. I read people somewhere the first chapter. Archie says yes, so you get it, Archie. I read people the first chapter, well, part of the first chapter last night on last night's Scope. If you've not seen it, go to actonthis.tv, click on Periscope, and you can watch that. But I've been reading this book today, more of it, and people on last night's Scope even bought it. Archie, you even bought it while you were on the Scope last night. You can get it from Amazon. In the UK it's about £9, I think. I'm not sure what it is in the US, Lucy, but I'm sure you can get it, you know, pretty cheap over there as well. Get it from Amazon.com, and we're going to do a little book club where we're going to kind of come on these Scopes. We won't talk about it every night, but maybe, you know, a couple of nights next week we'll talk about how people are getting on with the book and what it's doing for their lives. Essentialism effectively tells us that we just need to kind of, you know, we really need to cut out an awful lot of the stuff in our lives that other people kind of put on us that we didn't really want to say yes to doing, but we end up saying yes. And I want to read tonight just a few more sections through, because I've been reading quite a bit of it, but I've highlighted. It's arrived on Monday. I can't bloody wait. Honestly, Archie, it's a great book, but I'll read you to whet your appetite. I'm going to read a couple more bits that I've highlighted here, because there's an analogy of a wardrobe that I have, oh God, I mean, this book feels like it could have been written for me. I have been here so many times. I watched him on YouTube. Is he on, so Greg McKeown might be on YouTube. Awesome, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Parissa, so thanks for the shout out for that. I will check that out, that's awesome. He uses an analogy about a wardrobe. If you've ever sat down to clear out your wardrobe and you have ended up kind of just putting it all back in, every single item of clothing that you took out to throw away, heart it up or give me some yeses, because I've done this, where you sit down and you go, right, I'm going to throw all this stuff away, and then you go, oh well, I might wear it, oh well, you know, I'll keep that just in case. Who's done it where they go, oh well, I could maybe wear that t-shirt if I'm decorating or if I'm painting, and then you keep it. You justify to yourself stupid reasons why you're going to keep it. Laura says she did that today. It's bonkers, but we do this with our lives, not just our wardrobe. So Lucy says she does that. So I want to read you just a couple of little bits from here that I think will help people just get a little bit more focused on this, and then we'll catch up again on the book next week, on one of the Periscopes next week. Periscope, for those who are new to this, by the way, every night at 10 PM in the UK. So for Lucy, that'll be every day. In LA for you at 2. So if you want to kind of catch back up with us and see how we're doing with the book, and hopefully many more books. I've got so many books that I've read in the past that I want you guys to read that have really helped me with kind of mindset and productivity and, you know, positivity, motivation, mind hacks, all that kind of stuff over the years. Some books seriously are life-changing. But I want to read you just a couple of excerpts out of here. This first one is all about priorities, and it gives us the history of where the word comes from. It says the word priority came into the English language in the 1400s. It was singular. That's the key to this, guys. It was singular. It meant the very first or prior thing. Okay, it stayed singular for the next 500 years. Okay, till like 1900. Only in the 1900s did we pluralize the term and start talking about priorities. Okay, illogically, we reasoned that by changing the word, we could bend reality. So I thought that was really interesting, because, you know, can you have, I mean, what do you guys think? Can you have priorities, or do you just have a priority? Because I know when I sit down to start my work for the day, sometimes I can have a list of things that I want to get done throughout the day, but if they're all my priorities, then what the hell do I start on first? Do you have that issue? Give me some yeses or some thumbs up or some hearts if you have that issue, because I do it all the time. And then I start going, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? I've done it a little bit today, even though I've been reading this book, but I've been making a conscious effort to go, no, this is my priority, singular, and this is what I am going to do. Not, these are my priorities, I'm going to look at them all with equal importance, and then I'm just going to sit there for half an hour going, oh my God, I don't know where to start them because they're all so important. So that was the first thing I thought was dead interesting. Second thing was a quote about an Australian nurse that's in this book. It says, once an Australian nurse named Bronnie Ware. Bronnie was a legend. Shout out to you, Bronnie. You're probably not on this scope, bless you. I don't know if she's even with us anymore. Forget all that, she's brilliant. It says Bronnie Ware, who cared for people in the last 12 weeks of their lives. So this woman is amazing and did end-of-life care for people. She recorded their most often discussed regrets. At the top of the list was, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Now it says here in this book, it says this requires not just haphazardly saying no, but purposefully, deliberately and strategically eliminating the non-essentials, and not just getting rid of the obvious time wasters, but cutting out some really good opportunities too. Instead of reacting to the social pressures pulling you to go into a million directions like we just looked at in that diagram, you know, you want to learn a way to reduce, simplify and focus on what is absolutely essential by eliminating everything else. And that's really kind of like the essence of essentialism and you know, in this book in general. But I thought that was really interesting that, you know, the number one thing that people regretted in their life, in their last 3 months of life, which is really kind of sad and really profound when you think about it. I tend to ignore every other priority. It has nothing to do with my acting career. So it's as in what, Archie? So you just focus on your acting career and go, that's my priority, and everything else out the window? Or what do you mean, other things in your life? Let me know what you mean. But I thought that was really cool, kind of going, well, not really cool, quite sad, but also a wake up for us who hopefully aren't in the last 12 weeks of our lives. I do as well, take care of people of end. Oh, you do that as well, Lucy? Wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Well, you must kind of see this kind of thing, you know, all along. But I thought it was interesting that people's major regret was not living the life that they wanted to live, living the life that other people kind of put on them. And I said this last night, who is a people pleaser? Who here finds it really hard to say no to people? Because I do, definitely. I'm consciously working on it all the time, but I sometimes find it hard to say no, and I'm doing that more and more, but it's not a natural thing for me. Hitesh, my man, Hitesh is here. Great to see you, buddy. Hitesh says yes. So that's another thing to think about. So one, priorities. So you put your acting before anything else, actually. That's really good then. It's really good. Lucy says she gets that as well. Yeah, that's good. I mean, for me, acting was my #1 priority for many, many years. And then as I've got older and I've developed other things, you know, different businesses online, physicality is a big one for me. I run a lot, I work out a lot. You know, now I'm getting a little bit older in terms of, you know, finances, buying houses. I've got so many things that I'm focusing on now, and I don't know what the priorities are sometimes. Yes, I'm trying to change that as well. I don't know who it was who just said that. I saw your comment though. Yeah, you're trying to change that as well. So you're trying to say no to more people more often. And so those are the first two things. So yeah, priority. Let's look at it as a singular word from now on, not as a plural. And also that's interesting that, you know, the #1 wish of most people at end of life is that they'd actually live the life that they'd wanted for themselves, not that everyone else had put on them. Now I want to get in to this wardrobe analogy, because this is brilliant. This is honestly, this sums it up perfectly, and if you do want to go and get this book, I think this is a great kind of insight into what you're going to learn, you know, throughout it. I'll read you a couple of little bits here. So it says, think about what happens to your wardrobe when you never organise it. Okay, does it stay neat and tidy with just those few outfits you love to wear hanging on the rail? Of course not. When you make no conscious effort to keep it organised, the wardrobe becomes cluttered and stuffed with clothes that you rarely wear. My wardrobe is so full of clothes I rarely wear. Every so often it gets so out of control you try and purge the wardrobe. But unless you have a disciplined system, you'll either end up with as many clothes as you started with because you can't decide which way to go, end up with regrets because you accidentally gave away clothes that you do wear and did want to keep, or you end up with a pile of clothes you don't want to keep but never actually get rid of them because you're not quite sure where to take them or what to do with them. I've done this as well. So even when I've thrown stuff away, well, I've wanted to throw stuff away, I've put them in a plastic bag, so go, these are the ones I'm going to bin, and then I've put them in a cupboard somewhere because I don't know even where to take them. I'm not going to throw them in the bin, I'd rather recycle them or give them to a charity. Who's done that? So you have cleared stuff out, but you've not really, because you've just moved them from one cupboard to another cupboard. But I've done that loads of times as well. So it says, in the same way that our wardrobe gets cluttered with clothes we never wear and they accumulate, so do our lives. Cash for clothes, says Hitesh. Yeah, definitely. So do our lives get cluttered as well-intended commitments and activities. My spare room is full of stuff, says Laura. So our lives get cluttered as well as intended commitments and activities we've said yes to, where they pile up. Most of these efforts didn't come with an expiry date, so unless we have a system for purging them once adopted, they live on in perpetuity. Here's how an essentialist would approach the wardrobe. So this is how from now on me, and I hope you guys, are going to start kind of looking at this and looking at this throughout our lives, not literally when we're just clearing out our wardrobe. So 1, okay, explore and evaluate. It says, instead of asking, is there a chance I will wear this someday in the future, which I normally do, you need to ask more disciplined, tough questions. Do I love this? And do I look great in it? And do I wear this often? If the answer is no, then you know it's a candidate for elimination. In your personal or professional life, the equivalent of asking yourself which clothes you love is asking yourself, will this activity or effort make the highest possible contribution towards my goal? So they're the sort of questions we need to be asking. The tough questions, you know, is this literally, this priority, this singular priority, you know, is this the highest possible contribution right now towards my goal? And if it's not, It's a candidate for elimination. Doesn't mean you have to throw it away straight away, but it's at least a candidate for elimination, and you're going to get a little bit more clarity on what it is you should be doing. Secondly, we look at elimination. It says, let's say you have your clothes divided into piles of must keep and probably should get rid of, but are really ready to stuff the probably should get rid of pile in a bag and send it off. Are you ready to do that? Are you really ready to stuff the probably should get rid of pile in a bag and send it off? After all, there's still a feeling of sunk cost bias. Studies have found that we tend to value the things that we already own more highly than they are worth, and thus that we find them more difficult to get rid of. If you're not quite there, ask the killer question. This is good. If I didn't already own this, how much would I spend to buy it? And this usually does the trick. So if you're looking at what you should throw away, or something you're going, should I keep this? Who's a hoarder in general, not just with clothes? I used to hoard big time. I try and go minimalist now, but I used to hoard stuff like all the time, things from my childhood, going, oh well, it's got some sentimental value, so I'll just hoard it. It's useless. I'm never going to use it. I'm never ever going to use it. And if I ask myself that question, if I didn't already own this, how much would I be prepared to spend on it if I was going to buy it? It would probably be zero, because I don't really want it. I just don't want to throw it away, because I'm obviously valuing it more, like it says, because I own it as a human being. It's got a bit of sentimental value. Thus, I decide I'm going to keep it. It's probably never ever going to be of use to me though. Who does this with birthday cards? Maybe I'm a bit callous here, but I've started having to recycle my birthday cards, because I used to keep them every year, because I go, oh, it's really nice to look back on. It's just pointless really though, isn't it? Where am I going to find a place to put them? It's just taking up room and clutter and mess. I could recycle them. Let me know if you do that, or whether I'm just weird. Thirdly, point number 3, execute. Okay, so once we know what it is that we want or what we want to throw away, how do we go about it? Okay, if you want your wardrobe to stay tidy, you need a regular routine for organising it. You need one large bag for items you need to throw away, and a very small pile for items you want to keep. Okay, you need to know the drop-off location and hours of your local charity shop. You need to have a scheduled time to go there. In other words, once you've figured out which activities and efforts to keep, the ones that make your highest level of contribution, you need a system to make executing your intentions as effortless as possible. So really, we're looking at those 3 steps. We're going evaluate. Yeah, and on Christmas cards, but getting tougher now. Yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of them, Laura. Honestly, it's pointless. Honestly, absolutely pointless. Cards, all that sort of stuff. I think I might keep like milestones. Like I think I probably kept my 21st, my 30th. I'll probably keep my 40th. 50th, 60th, and my 100th, because I'm obviously going to live forever. But yeah, all the other ones, just throw them away. So 1, we explore and evaluate. Okay, we ask ourselves, is this the highest possible contribution, making to make towards my goal? Then we eliminate. If I didn't already own this, how much would I spend on it? Then we execute. Okay, we need to figure out which activities that are our highest level of contribution, and then find a system of executing them that is as effortless as possible. It then goes on to say, last little bit I want to read you. In the wardrobe of our lives, right, imagine this, okay, new demands on our time are coming at us constantly, okay. Imagine if every time you opened the doors to your wardrobe, you found that people had been shoving their clothes in there too. So every day you cleaned it out in the morning, then by the afternoon you found it already stuffed to the brim with other people's clothes. Unfortunately, most of our lives are much like this. So who gets that? Give me some hearts if you get that, some thumbs up or some yeses. That's what I've got from the book today, to just go, look, that's only a few more pages in than what I read last night, but it resonates so much with me in terms of going, this is absolutely, Hitesh is with me, this is absolutely what I need to focus on in my life. And I reckon we can all make our lives so much better by just cutting out the fluff, and just looking to do that with our lives. Not this, but this. Straight up, just cut out all the nonsense, all these million little, tens of millimeters of progress, and just aim, for the thing that's going to give us the most contribution to our goals. Now, I want to share with you guys a tool that I use to do this in terms of that organisation, and just basically, figuring out how I'm going to execute on these things that I want to, that I want to execute on, and and what I need to do in terms of keeping records of this so that things don't get lost. Who keeps a kind of like a journal or a schedule, some kind of calendar, some kind of to-do list, or who keeps something like that and feels that they've got a really good system already that they keep on top of all the time? Or maybe they have one already, but it's flaky. They sometimes write in it, they don't do it every day, they don't carry it around with them. Isn't synced kind of like throughout their lives. Let me know what you kind of do, or maybe what things you use, either software or whether you write stuff down manually, in order to keep a track of what you've got to do in your life. And then I'm going to show you Filofax. I'm addicted. Awesome. Filofax. God, you know what? When I was a kid, I always wanted a Filofax. I never had one, Archie. Never had one. I wanted to go and I went to Stationery Box. For those in America, you wouldn't have this shop, but we used to have a shop over here when I was a kid called Stationery Box, and they used to do Filofaxes. I used to go in before school every year, before we would go back for the new school year, and I'd be buying my pencil case and my pens, and I'd always look at Filofaxes and go, oh, like businessmen have them, that'd be really cool if I had one of them. Never got one. Never ever got one. And now everything's gone digital. So, so is that written, Archie? Is that actually physical Filofax, mate? Do you actually write in that and carry it around with you? Let me know. Because that's really cool if you do. Everything that I have now is kind of digital, and the thing I'm going to show you tonight is digital. It's also free, but it's a really, really cool app that I've started using. I'm going to show you a little bit of it tonight to show you how you can, at least you can go and explore it anyway. To do that, I'm going to turn the camera around, and then I'm going to show you my computer screen. Now hopefully I can do that. Cheeky Peaky's got a trusty Filofax as well. Why has everybody got a Filofax and I haven't? I feel proper left out now. I seriously live out of it. It's a must for me. Well, that's great. If you've got a system in place already, that's absolutely awesome. That's really, really good. I do like to write things down sometimes. So I've got, these are pretty cool, guys. I don't know if you've ever used something called Evernote, which is an application you get for desktop, or you can get for iPad, and you can get for iPhone as well. But this is an Evernote pad that I write in, so just normal writing. And then what you can do is you can actually take photographs of this with your iPhone, and then it turns what you photographed actually into text within Evernote, which is really cool. And you can put labels. There's little stickers you get with this as well that you can put on it to kind of label stuff up, so it will file it away for you quite nicely. That's pretty cool. If you've got kind of projects that you're working on and you like to write down and then keep a digital record. But something that I've started using now more often, and hopefully I'll be able to show you this, Habit Journal, brilliant too. Let me check that out as well then. Is I'm not going to be able to see. I'm going to turn this around. Hopefully, guys, you are going to be able to see my screen. It's going to cut off for a little second as the camera twizzes, but here we boom, there we go. How's that? So it's probably not that not that clear. It's very minimal, this. It's extremely minimal. Let me make this full screen so you can see. So this is something that's called workflowy.com. Okay, I know it's all kind of getting a bit distorted with this camera, but this is a free listing piece of software that I use, which basically is so simple, but it allows you to drill down completely into all kinds of sections, add bullet points, make notes, everything like that. So the list looks kind of really simple at the moment. So these are some of the things that I have in my list. So I've got today, for instance, and I click on my bullets there, and it goes today. Oh, look at that, plan tonight scope. I can now actually go complete. That's gone. So I've got to write and act on this news article for today. It's still what I've got to do. Continue with Bulletproof Actor Unit 5. And I've got to invoice the casting director because I did some work for him last week. So I've got to invoice David Martin. What I can do though is I can drill down into these. So if I wanted, I can click on this and then I can drill down even more. So within here, I can then make bullet points. And then within there, I can make bullet points. And so on and so on and so on. So you can drill down deeper and deeper and deeper until you, you kind of like have enough levels for absolutely whatever you want. You can also do these little subcategories. So I've got act on this. So I've got these feature guests here, so I can click on that. These are the people that I've got coming on in the next few days. So I've got Rachel Freck, who's a casting director, Rebecca Wright, who's a casting director, Lee Boardman, who's an actor, coming up. And then if I wanted, I could drill into that. So I can just bring that up. I can make more notes. It's so simple. And it syncs with everything. So it syncs, I've got the app for my iPhone, I've got the app for my iPad, so if I make a change on any of this, then that pops up in my iPad and my iPhone as well. I don't need to change it on any of those, so everywhere that I go, I have absolutely everything that I that I want with me. So I've got like everything that I need to do today, and I've hidden things. So up here gives us a chance to get rid of to hide or show hidden things, so you can actually see kind of what's been completed as well. So these were other things I had to do today. So I had to do my accounts, I had to plan tonight's scope, publish an article, write a blog thing, write another blog thing. It's they're all the things that I had, and then I can just hide all those if I want. So I'll just show the ones that I've got today. This has really changed my ability to schedule stuff and just keep focused and just get stuff done. Basically, it's completely free. You get a limited amount of storage. Basically, it's a bit like Dropbox. If you use that, you get a limited amount of storage to start with, and then as you start taking up more, you can pay a small subscription a month. Can you do any smartphone? I think it does. I think you can. I think it'll be Android or iPhone. Let's pop this back down here, spin this around. There we go. Me and Laura Yates had Rachel Freck in a workshop out to North. Awesome. Yeah, Rachel's great. Rachel's really cool. So now I'm looking forward to speaking to her. But yeah, that's that really does help me to just get things scheduled, get things done, and keep a track of where I'm up to, because I don't know, I'm sure you guys are all like me, you're quite busy and you've got a load of things going on, and when we've got our minds are all over the place, sometimes it's quite hard to be an essentialist. Just remembering what those essential items are effectively is quite difficult. So that's something that I've started using just over the last maybe 2 months. And it just has made life a lot easier for me to keep track of exactly where I am, what I'm doing, and you can just drill down really simply. It's the most simple way, I think, of keeping track of stuff. Literally just making lists. So check it out, workflowy.com. It's WORKFLOWY, workflowy.com, and download it. It's absolutely free. Well, you log in, you set up an account on your desktop, and then you download the app for your iPhone or your Android, or for your iPad as well, and it all syncs together. So I hope that's been pretty useful for people. So I'm going to continue to read this over the next, next couple of weeks. Hopefully, it's not that big, it won't take that long, but hopefully, it's really going to help just cutting out all that noise that other people put on us, and help us get more stuff done. The back of the book says there, have you ever felt both overworked and underutilised, busy but not productive, feel like you're constantly in motion but you're never getting anywhere? If you feel like that, I have no affiliation to this guy. I don't know Greg McKeown, so I'm not promoting his book for nothing, but from what I've read of it so far, it's awesome. And if you do want to take part in this little book club we've got, then get yourself a copy, and we'll be talking about this for a couple of nights next week as well. I don't know when, maybe we'll do like probably not Monday night, people won't. If you're going to order it, you might get it Monday or Tuesday. Let's say Wednesday night and Friday night next week, we will talk about this. So that's going to be 10 PM UK time, 2 PM Lucy for you in California, or Meredith, who's on here sometimes, he's from Texas, so all you American guys will be a bit earlier. Show me on the screen, please. So Lucy, here it is. So it's called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McKeown. You can also find Greg on Twitter, and I can't remember who it was before who said that they'd seen him on YouTube. Was it Laura? I can't remember who it was. But I will check out maybe Greg's done some kind of talks, or some TED Talks or something like that. I'll check that out as well. But I just think it's something we can all apply to our lives, regardless of what career you're in. I know a lot of actors follow these scopes. Bulletproof Actor, the mindset course that I'm bringing out, is all for actors, but this stuff applies for any career. Yeah, loads of Periscope, it was you. Yeah, cheers, Periscope. Yeah, loads of talks. Awesome. So I will check that out as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. It's another scope. We've done 21 scopes on the trot now. 21 days we've been doing this every night at 10 PM. I've committed to 9 more, so we're doing 30 days. After that, I will definitely scope regularly. I don't know if it'll be every night, but we were doing a little bit of an experiment here, weren't we, to see if we could all get on every night for 30 nights and create a little Periscope community here, which I think we're doing. If you've got any feedback or any suggestions of things that we can do on these scopes that you want to see, I'm all up for it. So you can tweet me, it's at Ross A. Grant. Make sure you are following me. Thanks so much, it's helped a lot. Awesome, Lucy, I'm really glad it's helped. definitely, and enjoy the UK when you come over in November. You'll be flying here, I'll be flying over to LA. Cheers Parissa, thank you as well, really appreciate you guys. Archie loves the Periscopes, awesome, I love having you guys here. It's brilliant, honestly. A, it gives me something to do. B, it keeps me focused because I'm always having to think of things, what I'm going to talk about tonight. My kind of work is sad. So Lucy, yeah, I mean, what is it that you do then? So you actually look after people end of life care. Girly Whirly says, Brill, thanks, cheers Girly Whirly, thanks for showing up again. Let us know, Lucy, because yeah, I mean, a lot of these scopes are all about motivation and, you know, and keeping kind of focused. Caretaker, so you take care of people. Always good, says Laura. Cheers, Andre. Yeah, imagine that's quite hard, looking after people who, you know, aren't well or you know, or you know, in a pretty bad way like that. In order for you to keep motivated, I tell everybody, there's got to be a cut-off point where you have to go and fill the well back up. If you're not filling your well up, then, you know, it's going to run dry. You're not going to have anything to give to other people if you're constantly giving out. There was a question Alan, one of the guys on our Facebook group, asked tonight, who's got a disabled friend in a wheelchair, and he spends a lot of time pushing him around and spending time with him, and he was saying, you know, I feel bad. Is it all right to say no to these people sometimes, even though they've got a disability? And I'm like, well, it's hard to say no to anybody regardless of their situation sometimes. It's even harder when people are vulnerable. But there has to be a cut-off where sometimes you have to say, I'm not saying no to you, I'm just saying no to this request. Because by saying yes every single time, you're saying no to yourself too often. And sometimes you need that break for their own good, because you can't give them what you haven't got. So if you're not filling your own well up, you know, for me it's totally different, but for me on these scopes, I've been talking, well, for 21 nights now, every single night for 30 minutes on a different area of mindset. There's only really so many areas to cover. But if I wasn't reading all these books and all this new stuff and filling my own well up, there would come a point where I have nothing else to give you guys. So sometimes I have to go, right, you know, Essentialism kicks in and goes, right, what's my priority today? Well, in order for me to deliver and to serve these people, because I want to serve you guys the best that I can, I get so much out of my life through contribution, and Lucy, you must do to do the job that you do. By the end of the night, I'm so drained emotionally and physically. I get it completely, you must be, but there has to come a point where you go, right, I'm taking a little bit of time out, or I'm going to disconnect. So what I tell people to do in the coaching that I give, and sometimes, is it's not possible for people to do this for like a week or even, you know, 5 days or something like that, but there has to be a rejuvenation kind of period every quarter of your life, you know, every sort of 3 months, every quarter of the year, something like that, where you have at least, it might only be, you can only grab a day, or you can grab 2 days or something like that, but you need to disconnect entirely. You know, for me, my disconnection is getting rid of technology for a weekend, you know, going away somewhere where I don't have my phone, I'm not looking at emails, I'm not doing scopes, I'm not broadcasting, I'm not writing blog posts, because my life's massively taken over by technology, and I'm hyper connected. I think in this world we're too connected sometimes, and that can drain me because my mind never gets a chance to shut down. So for me, it's like I need to take 2 days off where I just go, I don't know, mountain biking in Wales for the weekend, and I've got no signal on my phone, and we're staying somewhere that's completely remote, we can't get in touch with the internet or people, and we're just going to go and spend some time in the outdoors. That fills my well back up, so I can come back and then I can start giving out. You must do the same as well for yourself. You can't keep saying yes to everybody when it's just saying no to you all the time, and we can't just say yes to please other people, because you will know, Lucy, God, you will know. As the nurse said in the book, you know, that the one thing that people regret the most in their last 3 months of life is that they led a life that was not theirs, that was actually a life dictated to them by other people. So don't ironically end up being one of those people that you're looking after. And one way you can do that is by adopting a lot of the stuff in, you know, Essentialism. So get Greg's book, check it out, join the book club with us. You're not an actor, but it doesn't matter. Keep joining these Periscopes. You can even join the Facebook group if you want. It's a bit about acting, but we can all still discuss the book and stuff. It's facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor. That's a mindset course that I'm bringing out for actors later on this month. If you want to get involved with that, guys, if you are an actor and you want to get involved with that, you want to 10 times your confidence, 10 times your productivity, rewrite your old limiting story that you're no doubt living, you know, craft a brand new, limitless, empowering life that's going to carry you through the rest of your life and enable you to reach places you probably never thought possible. Get to bulletproofactor.com, leave your email address, get on the invite list, and I will keep you updated with that. So thanks so much, guys. If you have enjoyed this, then heart it up. Let me know what you might want to see on tomorrow's scope or next week's scopes. If you are watching this replay of this as well, guys, for all the replay viewers, thank you so much. Sweet dreams to you as well, Lucy. Thanks for showing up. Tomorrow I'm cleaning out my wardrobe. Amazing, Laura. Well, hopefully you will actually clean it out and throw away that stuff. Don't just put it in a bag and put it in another cupboard like I've done so many times. Definitely, let's get rid and start pruning lots of things out of our lives from all areas. Let's get super streamlined and get more done than we've ever done before. Awesome, thanks so much for watching. Yes, like I say to the replay viewers, thank you for watching as well. If anybody wants to catch up on any previous scopes, go to actonthis.tv, click on Periscope in the menu at the top, and you can watch all previous replays as well. And you go to a car boot sale. Oh, car boot sale. Yeah, get a car boot sale. Yeah, might as well profit from it. You might as well get some money back, Laura. Definitely, if there's no charities you need it. You know, charity begins at home. Get yourself down to a car boot, sell it, make some cash. Thanks so much for showing up. Thanks so much for showing up, guys. I'll be back on 10 PM tomorrow. Lucy, for you, it'll be 2 PM. Get that book, Greg McKeown, Essentialism, and we can all have a good talk about it and see how it can improve our lives. You're amazing. Thanks so much for watching. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.